Hey guys, so today I'm here with my July wrap-up / August to be read video, and you should all be pretty proud of me because this month I read like 9.5 books. So in order to keep this video like under 30 minutes long, I'm gonna go through the books that I read this month as quickly as possible because no one wants to hear me talk forever. The first book I read during the month of July was Crank, and it was actually my first Ellen Hopkins book, and I just fell in love. I was just totally, absolutely, and amazingly in awe of her writing style and the stories and how deep and dark yet just so engaging her books could be, and I loved Crank so much that, wait for it, shortly after finishing Crank I read Glass, which is the sequel, and I liked this book as well. And then I read the third book in the series, which is Fallout, and then, are you guys ready? Ready for this one? I read Triangles, which is her adult novel. So this month I read 4 Ellen Hopkins books, and I honestly loved each and every one of them. Yeah, they were great. So go read some Ellen Hopkins. Go do that. Now. In the month of July, I also finished the Castor Chronicles. So first, I read the third book in the series, which is Beautiful Chaos. It's the one with the gold cover. It's yellowy and majestic and oh. And then immediately, like literally immediately, after finishing Beautiful Chaos, I picked up the fourth and final book in the series, which is Beautiful Redemption, which is black and green and mysterious and creepy and just cool, yeah, woo! Overall, I didn't really love any of the books in this series. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I wasn't like addicted to this series. I was kind of hoping that we would get some like 10 years later or some type of like afterwards saying what everybody's up to in the future and if everybody lives happily ever after. Yeah, I kind of wanted that. There were just some loose ends by the end of the series that kind of disappointed me, and overall, these books were eh. I also got a ton of reading done this month because of the Booktubeathon. If it hadn't been for the Booktubeathon, I would have read like 2 books this month. Yeah, so one of the books I read during Booktubeathon was The Great Gatsby. I really enjoyed this book. I've read it before, but I don't remember it because I read it in high school, and high school is just a big blur to me. And I would definitely recommend this book, especially if you're looking to like venture into the world of classic literature, because literally you could just sit down with this book and be done with it in like 3 hours. It is not difficult to get through, so I would definitely recommend this. Yeah, I just bumped my camera. Another book I read for Booktubeathon was 13 Reasons Why, and this is just one of those books that I think everybody in like the entire world needs to read. It just has some really deep and powerful messages, and I think it just teaches people about the fragility of life and how our choices can so easily affect everybody else around us. So if you haven't read this one, please do so. Please just trust me and go read this one. And the last book I read this month was actually an audiobook, hence the air quotes. And that was The Phantom of the Opera. I really just loved this story. I already knew the story. I already knew what was going to happen and how it was going to end, so I didn't think I would like it because there would be no surprise factor, but I loved it. It was just really beautifully written, and it's just a great story, and it honestly just put me in such a Phantom of the Opera mood that I really would like someone to take me to Broadway to go see it. Preferably now. So now we have come to the part of the video where I start talking about the books that I want to read in August. So get excited for that. I am currently in the middle of 2 books, and I would really like to get them done this month. The first book I want to get done in August is Where'd You Go, Bernadette? I kind of just picked this book up and started reading it just one day out of the blue, and I'm really happy I did that because I am literally in love with this book. The writing is just really great. It has its really funny and just interesting moments. It's a really different read. The story of these characters is kind of told through like emails and correspondence between all the other characters. I don't know if that made sense, but pretty much you just read a bunch of emails that people wrote to each other, and through that you are reading the story. So it's just really different and it's really fun, and I'm hoping I can finish this book like today. Yeah, it's that good. I would definitely recommend this one. And the other book I'm right in the middle of currently is Catch-22. I honestly tried to read this during Booktubeathon and I couldn't do it. I don't know if it's the way it's written or the fact that there's literally like 400 billion characters all talking at the same time in this book, but it just really frustrated me and I just couldn't get it done in time for Booktubeathon. So I'm hoping I can just pace myself with this book throughout August, and by the end of the month I will have finished this, and then hopefully, because I actually took my time with it instead of trying to read like half of it in one day, maybe I'll like it a little bit more. Or not. I don't know. I might just end up hating this either way. It's a possibility. I also have 3 other books I would really like to get done in August because I want to finish them before school starts in September. Because then I just have no time to read and they'll just sit on my bookshelf forever, and that will stink. Yeah. So the first of those books that I would like to read is Room. You guys will probably recognize this from my most recent book haul, which if you haven't seen, I will link down below so you can watch it there. In the comments, a lot of people were telling me a lot of things about this book, both good and bad. So I'm really curious to read it for myself and get my own opinion. The story just sounds really different, really intriguing, and not exactly happy, but still really interesting. So I am really curious to see whether or not I like this book. I think I'm going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be really fast-paced, and I have a feeling I just won't be able to put it down once I get started. But we'll see. The next book I want to read in the month of August will not come as a surprise to anyone, and that book is Identical by Ellen Hopkins. In this video, I already went on like a 2-minute rant about how much I love Ellen Hopkins, so you can betcha I was planning on reading an Ellen Hopkins book in August. And so I picked this one. This one has literally like been sitting on my shelf for maybe like 4 or 5 years, so I figured it was time to actually finally read it. And I'm really excited to read this because I've just been hearing some really positive things about this book recently, and I'm just curious. Plus the cover is shiny, and that is really cool. Yeah, disco ball! And the last book I want to read in the month of August is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I'm possibly the last person on the planet to get my hands on this book, so I really want to read it as soon as possible. I just think the idea of incorporating photographs and actual writing into a story is just really different and unique, and you know, I want to read something different. Plus, this book just looks really creepy. Like, good creepy, but still really creepy, and everybody loves creepy books. Well, that's probably not true. So I am really excited to get started on this book, plus I've heard just awesome things. So I'm really hoping I'm gonna like it. So there you have it. That was my July wrap-up / August to be read video. I don't know what this is. In the comments below, please let me know any of your thoughts at all on any of the books that I mentioned. I love when you guys give me your opinions before I start a book so I know what I'm getting myself into. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye!